Ryan Lomberg joining us here on the program as the Cats are moving on. Lamborghini joining us once again. Hello, Ryan. Thank you for the time, man.
Hey, guys. Of course. Thanks for having me.
How Goosey's was it that you guys finally moved on a hard fought series? But what was the vibes in the locker room after this weekend?
Yeah, it's been great. Obviously hard fought series. A couple of them now, so we're looking forward to the next challenge here of playing the Rangers.
Be honest here with me. How jealous were you? Because you make your return there at the end, and it felt like all the shenanigans had kind of died out. That felt like your playpen there in the middle of the series where everybody was getting down with the fights.
Yeah, it's tough to watch. I mean, obviously, whenever you're watching it, any player would rather be out there. But it definitely hit a little bit different watching the scrums and stuff like that. Just like you said, a little bit jealous and just wanted to be in the mix there.
What did you make of all of that? Like, did you find that to be strategic from them of them trying to goad you into stuff? And you guys play such a physical style. I imagine like the identity of the team was like, you're not gonna break us on playing that way.
Yeah, it's tough. It's kind of like the game within the game. You gotta, when your small battles kind of here and there, and whether it's taking a couple extra punches to put your team on the power play, or giving the right guy a little extra shot. It's kind of tricky. It's a fine line, and I thought that the team did a great job of playing it right.
So this game 6 was such a great comeback by you guys. Are the nerves high there? I know you're making your return, so I'm sure there was you're probably amped up as it is being back into the playoffs, but did you guys feel like the stakes of the game, or did you find yourself relaxed and all that because of the experience of last year?
Yeah, I think a lot of us relied on the experience from last year. I think we're a team that plays in a lot of close games. Our style of play is we play together, we play defensive, and it's not really run and gun, break the game open. So I find when games are close like that, whether we're down one or the game's tied, if it's still close, I think our team is very comfortable, whether, like I said, we're tied or even down one.
How much do you feel like Sasha Barkov is playing at a different level, man? I mean, obviously he's been one of the best players in the league for a while, but I mean, some of these highlights in both ends. I mean, the block was insane. The goals have been insane. So what are you seeing from Barkov right now?
Yeah, it's cool to watch. He's always a fun guy to watch. We are incredibly lucky to have him as our captain and to be able to be around him every day and just see how he's perfecting his craft and how hard he works and how good of a teammate he is. So, pretty cliche answer, but it's not surprising at all to see what he's been doing. Obviously, there's a lot more attention around it now, just because there's so much fewer teams playing. But as far as Sasha Barkov goes, I think there's really nothing that he's doing special now that he hasn't been doing all year long for us. So it's great to see him getting the credit he deserves, because if he were in a bigger market, people would be talking about this guy being the best in the world, which we believe he is. So, like I said, we're happy he's getting the recognition he deserves, because he does truly deserve it.
One of my favorite parts of the series, things as you saw, we're getting pretty emotional on both sides with them being upset how you guys were not only winning games but also seeming like you're winning a lot of fights, and they're trying to goad him into it, and he's just like got no interest in it, Ryan. Like have you ever seen this man angry? Like, does anybody know the right ways to push his buttons? Because he doesn't seem like anything can faze him.
Yeah, I think he's one of those guys that when you try to piss off, it just wakes him even more. And he's such a just a good competitor and an honest player that he the way he directs his energy is to winning the game for his hockey team. So if you try to piss him off or annoy him, I haven't seen it work. And I would imagine if you try, it's only going to make him be a better player. So, it's funny. I always kind of get in little arguments with the other team and it's like people threaten to go after him and stuff. And I just, look at him. He's a moose, but he can hold his own. He can take a hit. He sees it coming from a mile away. So, I haven't seen anybody be able to break him yet, and I wouldn't imagine that day is going to come.
Can you take us to Fire Alarm Gate? What the hell happened there in the hotel?
Is that what it's called? I like that.
Yeah. It's actually perfectly timed. It was just around, post or pregame meal. All the boys were finishing up and, getting ready to go down for all the naps, and the fire alarm was blaring for maybe 15, 20 minutes. So it's one of those things. Right as soon as it started happening, we started firing up the group chat a little bit and just started laughing about it. And, it is what it is. They're gonna try to mess with us in ways they think will affect us. But I think, we're a team that kind of relishes with stuff like that, and kind of just brings us closer together and wants us to get the job done even more.
Yeah, your coach said, he says, anytime this seems to happen, it works opposite. Whoever thinks the shenanigans are going to work, it tends to go that way. Does that pair up with you? Do you feel the same way when they try and mess with the team with whatever gamesmanship, I guess they call it, that it usually goes in the other team's favor?
Yeah, I would agree. And especially with the group we have, I think it makes us, want to rally against whatever the circumstances are, even more so together.
What do you think of this upcoming matchup against the Rangers?
It's going to be exciting. I mean, Madison Square Garden, Eastern Conference Finals. It's the stuff you dream about. So I know we're incredibly excited. Obviously, going to be a huge challenge. They're the President's Cup winners, and it seems like they're playing great hockey right now too. So. Paulie will get us dialed in and we'll hit the ground running.
You're you mentioned this place as a market, and I know maybe it's not the most traditional thing, but Ryan, for your time here, how crazed have you seen your arena get now? Because it does feel like the atmosphere is getting more electric. A couple of deep playoff runs now here in a row. Just what have you seen from the fan base in your building?
Yeah, it's and I tell people this all the time. Ever since even looking back 4 years now, our fans were incredibly underrated. How passionate and knowledgeable they were, how respectful and encouraging. But it is a totally different beast now. We we're selling out every game. Every game the building's rocking. Especially in playoffs now. So. People come here, last year and this year, players specifically, and they're like, I didn't know this is what it was like down here, because to your point, it's definitely different than what it has been in the past.
We appreciate the time, Ryan. Oh, Frog Boy, go ahead. Do you have a question for Ryan Lomberg on the way out?
Yeah, definitely. Ryan, you do a lot for the Panthers. I just want to know more or less, how heavy is the burden of being the most handsome Panther? Is that something that keeps you up at night? Is that immense pressure, to be both beautiful and tough, something that just keeps you up at night?
No, it's a lot easier than it looks.
Yeah, of course. For you, I'm sure it would be.
And also being able to whoop everybody's ass and be great at hockey and that hair. I mean, Ryan Lomberg's living a tough life right now.
A lot of pressure, dude.
It's a lot of pressure.
No, we got a lot of good looking lads on the team. We got a lot of European studs and stuff like that. So it just comes to the territory.
It does feel like, that Lundell when he walks in with the suit, like it does feel like he's trying to show you guys up.
Yeah, he's ready for the camera. He knows where it's at. Little stud.
Appreciate the time, Ryan. Thanks so much, man.
Of course, guys. Thank you very much.
There you go, Ryan Lomberg, the Lamborghini. Always fun having him on the program. And you guys will be back at it with Panthers action coming up on Wednesday. Panthers and New York Rangers Eastern Conference Final gets going, and you can hear that right here on 560 WQM. Appreciate the Cats for setting that up